All right, welcome back to the Mystical Rebel YouTube channel, everybody. Thank you all for being here and checking out this video. This is going to be video number 2, I believe, in the debunking sort of series that I'm doing. So the first one, we did the John Ramirez video, where we were debunking his exposés on witchcraft and the occult. This time we're going to be going to the New Age sector. We've got Coast to Coast AM here, and I am subscribed. Kind of have to be in order to do the content that I make. But this video is one that I felt should be heard on my channel and debunked. 300,000 warrior angels in spirit form are here to protect humanity. Then it says angels and demons. But this is the main part here. This video is about some lady, I forget her name, June Lundgren, claims to be in contact with the heavens and the higher ups, and was told that there are 300,000 warrior angels here. And yeah, we should just let's just see what she has to say here. If you like this kind of content, if you like hearing about the truth about the occult and esotericism and mysticism from an occult perspective, from an actual occultist perspective, please do like and subscribe. Also follow me on TikTok. The bulk of my content is over there. And check out my website as well, themysticalrebel.com, and also follow me on Twitch, also under The Mystic Rebel, and that's also my TikTok name. I'm the same name everywhere. But yeah, that's essentially what I do. If you're new here, you don't really know what I do on my channel. I basically fight against and correct the misinformation, the lies, and the deception put out by the New Age, the paranormal, and the occult conspiracy communities. And I do this by utilizing esoteric and occult wisdom, knowledge, philosophy, and in some cases, theology. And in this case, we're going to be correcting and fighting against the lies and deception and misinformation from the New Age. I'm not sure. Do you guys like the video, like, you know, full screen? Or, I mean, there's not really much to watch in the video, so I guess it doesn't matter. There's no video. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Let me know in the comments for future videos if there is actual like content, like people talking and you can see them on camera or something, if you prefer full screen or like this. But let's go ahead and get started. This is June Lundgren on Coast to Coast AM. 300,000 warrior angels in spirit form are here to protect humanity.
I'm George Norrie, welcome to our Coast to Coast AM YouTube channel. Have fun, tell your friends, and share us with everyone. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter. You can become a Coast mobile app. We welcome our internet.
Lundgren, welcome again to Coast AM. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to be here again.
Well, I'm happy that you found a little bit of time in between.
Actually, I'm thinking if I should maybe skip like the first 10, maybe even up to 20 minutes. The beginning, there's no real spiritual talk. It's mostly like her upbringing and where she comes from and things like that, which, I mean, I guess if you're interested in her, you know, teachings and everything, that might be relevant, but we're here to debunk her. So, you know, where she grew up and, you know, all that doesn't really matter. But I mean, I guess I'll let it go for a bit, and then I guess find a spot where it's good to skip through.
Demon destroying and nursing. Tell me a little bit about that nursing, because I know you are constantly
the first
working.
several minutes are about nursing. And
yeah,
her,
I work internal medicine
her
now,
start.
but I've worked in medicine for
I'm just going to skip through here, guys, a little bit. The bad part about it is there's no video. It's literally just these images the whole time. So I don't know, and I don't think there's a time. No, there's no timestamp. And I don't think anybody in the comments put a timestamp. Sometimes commenters do that. Yeah, no, they would have. Wait. Oh, okay. That's just one. All right, I guess no timestamp. So I'll just skip through here. Let's go to 10 minutes. Let's go right, literally like 10 exactly. or as close as we can get it. There we go, 9:59. Let's see where she is.
They're never nice, you know. It's like, okay, fine. I don't want to hear you anyway, so I'll just take you out anyway.
And I know that you've described so many different ones. I know one time you had described to me like these little spidery little things that are like in your...
Okay, so this does sound like she's getting into some spiritual talk, so let me back up a little bit here. Let's go to 8 minutes and see.
I hope so. But okay, so I love what we're going to talk about today, but
Perfect.
I know that usually you're talking about being the demon seer, so let's definitely throw that out there.
The
talk
demon
about that a little
seer
bit for people that have not met you or know who you are, which I think once anybody sees your picture, they'll go, "Oh, I've seen you," because you've done a lot of shows, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of shows, and I've been on Ghost Adventures.
Oh, that
a lot of shows.
that one.
And I'm not going to pretend like I'm familiar with Ghost Adventures, like their actual. I'm assuming they're like every other ghost hunting show, where it's just a group of people, who are on some ghost hunt trying to, prove whether or not ghosts are real. Some of them, go to places that, are derelict and dilapidated and stuff like that, like, former asylums or hospitals or castles. And then sometimes they go to like actual people's houses. So I don't know which one this is, but since it's called Ghost Adventures, that sounds like it's supposed to be like a fun type of a thing. So I'm going to assume they're not going to people's houses exorcising demons. They're probably just going around, graveyards and old hospitals and stuff like that with their technology going, hello, is there anybody here? I wonder if her episode, because I haven't seen it in any of the few episodes that I've seen, or any of the other ghost hunting shows, but I wonder if on her episode was there actually a resolution? Was a ghost found and released onto the afterlife, or whatever she was doing on that episode? I wonder if there was ever a resolution. I doubt it, but
that's where they lock themselves up, right?
Oh yeah.
Overnight, yeah. Constant clearing of them, right?
Yeah. Not even going there with that one.
Yeah, right. I get it. It's like, wait a minute, I just cleared you. Quit going on doing it again.
Revolving door, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So as a demon seer, you have the gift of being able.
So wait a minute. Wait. That would have to mean that whoever these hosts are, the guys on Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures, excuse me. So that little exchange right there, it's essentially the host of this show telling her that you're probably needed there like a lot, since they do these ghost huntings, a lot. They get all these attachments and whatever. You got to clear them, and then they go back in to another spot that's haunted, get all these attachments. You got to clear them. If that's the case, then why aren't you with them? Like, why aren't you their full-time demon seer? Or do they have a full-time demon seer? And if so, why were you needed? If they already have one on staff, what would what would have been the benefit of you? Yeah, that's the question I would ask about that. That's a little weird, but anyway.
Able to take off anything demonic, negative, whatsoever, like at the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it depends. I think the longest it's taken me has been 3 hours, but that was a possession case with a woman that had 11 entities. So that's the longest, but it usually just takes
Let me just say right now that demonic possession is not anywhere near as common as people, or not people, but maybe Hollywood or these types of groups would like you to believe it is. And the actual proof of that, despite the fact that we don't ever hear about it, I mean, you would think since demonic possessions don't happen all the time, that when they do happen, it would be news. Some chick crab or some guy or whatever crab walking down the street, or, levitating out the bed in their home. You don't think, somebody would have captured it and put it up on YouTube or TikTok or whatever? Somebody would have did it. But the proof is that from religion, from Christianity, namely Catholicism, they seem to have a monopoly on exorcisms. You don't know in Exorcist. Chances are, I'm quite confident that most people watching this don't personally know, and even if you're a Catholic and you go to your mass every Sunday, blah blah, I'm pretty sure your local priest is not an exorcist. Like that's an actual like job that they had. Like it's not just every priest is an exorcist. Like at least according to Catholic doctrine, that's a specific function of certain priests. There's extra training involved. It's, you know, you're not just, you know, every local priest at every diocese or however you say it is an exorcist. So the fact that they're not just out here at your local parish offering exorcisms and you've never heard of anybody in your area needing an exorcism, it should be proof enough that these things don't happen as often as they do. And at least from Hollywood standards, movies and TV shows, whenever someone is demon possessed, they don't go to a demon seer or they don't go to a psychic. That's only on the ghost hunting stuff. Whenever you watch movies or TV shows that deal with demonic possession, they're always going to a Catholic priest. They seem to have like a monopoly on it. But demonic possession does not happen anywhere near as much as people like her and maybe Hollywood would want you to believe. And you certainly don't need a demon seer to get rid of a demon or anything like that. To be perfectly honest, your average occultist who's pretty familiar with banishing, cleansing, and those types of things should be able to properly perform an exorcism. But it's not really needed because people aren't getting possessed left and right. And the only ones who are getting possessed on a regular basis are the ones who follow religions or traditions, cults, whatever, that have self-possession as a part of their ritual, such as the ATRs and the ADRs. Several of them do have ritual possession as part of their veneration or their worship or, you know, whatever ceremonies and such. But outside of that, it's not a common thing.
A few minutes, as long as I have a picture of either a location or an individual, I can do it from a distance. It doesn't take long because once I see the picture and make the connection, then I know what the demon is doing to the individual and where it attached and how long it's been attached to them and what it wants. So I usually will just...
How? From a picture, how? Even if you want to go with something like, well, you can see auras in a picture, so you can tell if someone's like possessed or has demonic attachments, from seeing their aura in a picture. You can tell that they might have an attachment, sure, but you can't tell how long that attachment has been there. For that, you'd have to actually connect to the energy and read it from a connection perspective. You can't make that genuine connection through a picture or through a video or anything like that. You would have to be present. That's why remote exorcisms and things like that that's not a thing. They don't, I mean, even in the occult, it's not really a thing. If you're going to banish or cleanse an area or a person or whatever, they would have to be present. Or you would give them the ritual to do themselves. That's a common thing within the ATRs and the ADRs. If the practitioner doesn't want to do the work for you, they'll prescribe it to you. And, like say, for example, you don't live in the same country or whatever, but you bought something from someone, like a cleansing. They might tell you to take this ritual bath because they can't do it for you. So, you follow their instructions and that should get rid of, whatever is ailing you and whatnot. So that's just an example. But you wouldn't be able to connect and tell how long someone's been afflicted, assuming that they are afflicted with demonic possession or attachment. You wouldn't be able to tell how long they've been attached and what kind of demon it is and what's being done to the person, like how the attachment or the possession is manifesting in the person's life. You can't tell that from aura, from like a auric scan from a picture. You'd have to physically be present to, give their aura a nice scan or their energy bodies or whatever and see what's going on. Or you can just fall back on your occult training and do a reading, but whatever.
I don't really like to talk to them that much because they really have nothing to say that I want to hear, so you really can't get anything good out of them. They're always nasty. They're never nice, It's like, okay, fine. I don't want to hear you anyway, so I'll just take you out anyway.
And
That's a very evangelical perspective that demons are all evil. I mean, even the like. So I'm I'm quite sure that this. I'm 100% positive that this June Lundgren is not familiar with legitimate occultism. So I'm almost as confident, maybe 98, 99% confident that she's not heard of the Goetia. And if she has heard of it, she's not read it. She may have heard it in like passing or whatever, being that she's on Coast to Coast or, you know, similar shows. Maybe somebody mentioned Crowley here and there. Maybe she heard it passing through the hallways, going to the studio or, you know, whatever. So if she has heard it, fine. But I'm super confident that she has not read and studied anything when it comes to legitimate demonology. And the Goetia talks about how there are spirit. I mean, you know, it doesn't call them demons, but spirits of a good disposition. Even though he's a demon, they have a good disposition. Or one of them, I forget which one at the moment, even hopes to return to heaven. There's no way that you're going to be able to do that if you're, not that he will, but that hope is in vain if you're out here committing, evil all the time. So she seems to be coming from a very evangelical perspective. Even the occult states that while for the most part demons are probably going to be negative and evil, not the lot of them. It's not all of them. So
I know that you've described so many different.
Angels can hurt and harm just as easily as demons can heal. That's what people should understand. That angels are not always these great, benevolent, I love you type beings, and demons are not always these great, malevolent, I hate you type beings. Angels can do just as much harm as demons can heal. Let's not forget that anytime God in the Bible, in the Old Testament mainly, because that's mainly where he was giving judgment out, was passing judgment on nations, on people, on groups, whatever, even plants and animals. He sent angels to do most of that work, with the exception of when Jesus came. He sent angels to do that work, to smite nations and to curse people and all these other things. This was carried out by angels. So angels can heal, harm just as easily as a demon can heal. So
Ones. I know one time you had described to me like these little spidery little things that are like in people's heads.
Yeah, they have the demons sometimes will. There are certain types of demons. One of them is a minion. I call it a creepy crawly because it can look like anything. It can look like a spider. It can look like a bug. It can look like a dog. It can look like anything, but they can shrink themselves down, and a lot of times people won't even know they're there. If you don't know what you're looking for, you won't find them. They're kind of like a trapdoor.
So it doesn't sound like she's dealing with a demon. It sounds like she's dealing with trickster spirits, right? Not that demons can't take whatever form that they want, but they usually are pretty consistent in their appearance and in their forms because it's just easier. And I don't know of many demons that are consistently changing from bugs into spiders and shrinking their forms and all this other stuff. It sounds like she's dealing with a lot of trickster spirits, which is why in grimoire tradition we use verification methods, asking the spirit its name. Well, while it's constrained, to the triangle, asking its name, which it can lie about, but then also asking to present its seal, which it cannot lie about. There aren't any verification methods in the New Age, so it's quite obvious and it's quite expected that she would be dealing with trickster spirits. And it's also expected that she wouldn't know that she's dealing with trickster spirits. She would just assume that what she's dealing with is a demon. But so far, it doesn't sound like it's a demon. And I'm going to bet as we continue on, it's not going to be a demon. But
or spider, where a trapdoor spider will spin a web and then it'll have a pocket in the center that...
I do want to mention... in esoteric voodoo, which is not accepted by the African, Haitian, and New Orleans voodoo sects and groups and religions and traditions, the esoteric voodoo is generally from people who are outside of the official voodoo religions and paths and systems, and they did not receive initiation, and they decided to take back doors and side routes and everything to try to work with the spirits within. There's a text called The Aeonic Flow of Voodoo, I believe, by Louis Martinet, I believe. And it does talk about spider beings that you that you invoke, and when they appear, you invite them into your energy bodies, so that way they can assist you in your magical workings. That's the only thing I can think of that she may, which I am extremely confident that she is not referencing anything from esoteric voodoo. But that's the only thing that I can think of. With the exception of like Anansi, the spider deity, which, Christians, Muslims, and Jews would call a demon. But that's it.
It hides in the pocket, under the web in the pocket, and it'll pop up when its victim is there. So these things kind of hide in the brain, and they'll basically pull the brain in after them. So if you didn't know what you were looking for, you'd never find them. And they influence the individual person.
They influence. They're bad. Woo, wow. I'm telling you, she's got some great stuff. Right before we took that break there, June, you were talking about the little like spidery like ones, and the ones that hidden in the brain. Could you just fit? I just want to make sure. I just thought that was just so intriguing and interesting that what it did. So I know you said most of it, but can you just say again what they do inside the brain?
Well, they go inside the brain and they hide themselves, and they control and manipulate. They do things like they'll give you bouts of anger, depression. They'll make you do things you normally would not do. Like if you're a very good driver and you always obey the speed limits and things like that, they could make you drive 90 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour zone, and you don't even realize you're doing it. Most people don't.
What are these examples? I mean, I don't want to go too hard on this part because she's probably just giving just the examples, but like, these don't make any sense.
Don't even realize that they have anything wrong. But things start to go wrong in their life. They start having health issues. They may lose their job. Finances will go in the toilet. Anything like that can cause harm.
How? So wait. So first, let me just say that bad things happen to people all the time, right? People lose their jobs all the time. People get sick all the time. People go broke all the time. People, whatever, get hurt all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a spiritual reason behind it. Not only that, what she's describing sounds more like a curse or a hex or something like that, more than being possessed by spider beings in your head. Unless she's saying without saying that the spider being is making you do things that maybe your job doesn't approve of, and then they fire you or something like that. Maybe I could, see what she's saying there. But if she's just saying like, oh, well, if, when you're possessed, you just lose your job and, your family hates you just out of nowhere, like just poof, just happens. It's like, no. And if it did just poof happen, things happen all the time, whether or not you are possessed or have any sort of spiritual affliction. The most, new agey, crystal owning, sound bowl healing person in the world is going to have troubles and struggles in life. They're going to, have a problem with a family member or a friend or someone at work or their boss or the job itself or a business or something along those lines. So, you're going to have bad days and you're going to have, sickness and things like that. That's just going to happen. It doesn't mean that there's a negative spirit behind it, but
to you in one way or another.
Now I know that you are as simple as this. Okay, everyone. Let's say that I needed to call her and say, look, something's not right. I don't know what it is. And I'd have June on the phone. I've seen her do this stuff. It's amazing. So it's like I'd have June on the phone, and let's say it's something with me. I could call her and say, I don't know what's going on, but this is happening. And she would just be on the other line, and you would just look, June, right? You just look at me right now and you say, oh, I just flicked one off. I just did this and I just did that.
Yeah.
And I can feel good instantly. I can feel better instantly.
Yeah, you just have that. I just have that connection.
Placebo's a real thing.
It's either, sometimes it's by email, sometimes it's by phone.
Oh,
but
she can remove demonic attachment via email.
Or something to do.
Welcome to 1999, where she can remove demonic attachments via email. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? First of all, who's using email to communicate outside of business? Businesses use emails to communicate. There is no person walking around here, friends sending emails to each other. What? Like what? What? Stop it. Stop it. We text. Okay? We WhatsApp, we Telegram, we Skype. Okay? Or what, Facebook Messenger, whatever. We're not emailing each other. You can remove demons through email. You're flicking demons off through email, spider demons. How? How does that work? Stop it. Stop it.
With the individual involved or the location involved. A lot of times people will contact me because they're having, paranormal activity that's actually, if they're being attacked or bitten or scratched or whatever, then they'll send me a picture of the location and I can see what's there and remove it.
Now, you are a demon seer. What's the difference
So she
between
sees
that?
a picture, or maybe even a video, of someone with a scratch mark or a bite mark. And she can look at this picture and instantly see what kind of spirit it is and get rid of it. That's what she wants us to believe. Now, I bet you if this host were to ask her, but I mean, I don't, she won't. They seem to be close, at least friends or friendly, very friendly. I don't know the nature of their relationship. This could just be for the show, and they could not really talk to each other, care about each other outside of it. But they seem to be pretty friendly with each other. So I'm confident she's not going to ask this, or even probably wouldn't ask this. But how can we learn it too? Right? That's the thing that these people who come on these shows fail to do. And then even the ones who do claim that they're going to teach you the secrets and the ways, they don't. They don't give you anything tangible. And I'm going to find some of those shows to do on my channel here, to like watch with you guys and give my commentary and my own personal feedback. We're going to watch some of them because I seem to be the only one who will say something against someone, but then follow up with, and here's how you can do it too, right? Like, I don't just make claims. She's making a claim. And if we were to ask you, okay, that's cool, but how can I do this too? I bet you the answer would just be, do your own research. Oh, this comes from years. Oh, I've been doing this for 30 years, 40 years. Okay, that doesn't help me. That's not it. I need an answer. How can I learn how to do this too? Rather than say, excellent question. You can read these 4, 5, 6 books, study from them. That'll maybe have you busy for 2, 3 years studying and practicing. And you should be nope, you got to do your own research, figure it out yourself. Knowing that you're not going to go try to figure it out yourself because you don't know where to start. They know this. They know that you don't know where to start. Their hope is that you don't start. They just want to give you ear candy. I don't. I want to give you tangible, measurable, actionable rituals and results.
And a demonologist.
Okay, so a demonologist is someone who studies demonology, studies, everything the person studies everything they can about whatever's been written, and they may go out to a location. They also study, most of them will also study theology, so they'll go out to a location and try
She's pretty right about that.
to rid it of anything that's negative that's there. and that's cool because that's what they do. But I've run into a lot of people that say they're demonologists and they ended up being fake. So that kind of put me off.
Like all of you?
I started doing removals, putting myself out there to help. I told my grandmother, I said, listen, I don't want to call myself a demonologist because that's not what I am. And she had been gone. She'd been dead since 1960.
What she's trying to, and now I know most people who watch this are taking it as, she's not someone who just studies demons. She's someone who goes out and actually interacts with them. That's what she's going to get at. But she really doesn't study demons at all. So, if you were to bring up a real demon to her that millions of people have worked with over the centuries, she probably wouldn't know who it was. I promise you. If you go up to her and say, Shax or Stolas or Shimages or Buer or Paimon or something like that, she wouldn't know who any of those demons are. Or I mean, as long as you're not mentioning one of the popular demons from popular mythology, like some like a Greek Cerberus or something like that, I'm quite confident that she wouldn't know because she doesn't study demonology. She doesn't study any sort of occult aspect of spirits. She's coming at this completely from what when she just closes her eyes and whatever she feels. That's why she can't notice she's not naming any demons or really giving any sort of classification. Oh, they're just little spider demons. They just they come in many shapes and sizes. But she's not classifying them. She's not giving them she's not giving anything concrete. It's just these large, ambiguous, vague concepts. Which can be interpreted or taken in any way. Come on, like a demon can't be what I want it to be, and also what you want it to be, and what she wants it to be, and what they want it to be, and it's all still the same demon. Like, stop it. If you met a person who was different with every person he met, you would say that person is not trustworthy. They're probably schizophrenic, have some issues going on, and we're not going to deal with that person. You're not going to deal with someone who treats who's one way with you and another way with someone else, and another way with someone. Now, surely, yes, there are certain times where you have to rein in your personality or whatever. Obviously, the way that you are with your friends, you might not be able to be that way at work. Yes, there are, or at church, or whatever, at a funeral. Sure, yes, of course. But what I mean is, every single person you meet, or most people you meet, you give a different version, a different persona. That's a little crazy, and that's essentially what she's saying demons do, and that makes no sense. So
79. And she said, well, why don't you just call yourself what we call you in the old country? And she's from Ireland, a demon seer. She said there's a family history from the 14th century that said a female child would be born, and she would have the ability to see, communicate, and remove demonic entities. And she says I knew that the moment I saw you that's where you were the fulfillment of.
So she can see them. So her third eye is open. Fine. Or her grandmother, I think she said in Ireland, or maybe it wasn't her that could do these things, but the witches or the demon seers could. So their third eye is open, so they can see demons. They can communicate with them. Fine. But they can also remove them without any sort of ritual, without any sort of ability, just to remove them. Interesting.
That prophecy. So
I wonder if we're going to learn about how that actually happens. I doubt it, but
I actually see the demons in their true form. I actually talk to them at times. And
in their true form. You just said that they're spiders.
And
that they can appear in a million different ways.
Can't do any of that. They don't see the demons. Most of them do not see the demons, especially not in their true form. And they can't kill them.
Neither can you. Hold on.
Okay, so
first of all, nobody's out here killing demons. Like nobody's out here killing demons. Like even Jesus in the Bible wasn't killing demons. He was just sending them in. He was taking them out of other people and sending them either into the swine to run into the sea or whatever. He's not out here. Even Jesus wasn't killing demons. And you think you're killing demons? No. See, this is something that we dealt with in the occult world years and years ago, back on message boards and forums, back during the early days of the occult getting on the internet and like it being a widespread thing. There would be these edgelords on there, the kind of people that you might find at a certain, you know what, I'm not even going to go there, but there would be these edgelords who would come on and always claim to be on the astral plane, eating gods and killing demons and assuming their powers and their forms. And I'm sure a lot of it was just people just joking around, playing around, whatever. But some people really were believing this stuff, and would keep the trolling going for months on end. So you're not killing demons. No one's out here. I mean, you're not killing any sort of spirit, let alone a demon, and certainly not a New Ager. Sorry. No.
And I want to get to the warrior angels, but what does a demon look like? What do you see? Are they what? Because I know what I imagine. I know what I've seen in the movies.
Hopefully
and the
we get
TV
some actionable,
shows,
some
really
actual information, but I doubt it.
Well, the demon will actually show itself. It'll go into your mind, and they'll dig out your preconceived idea, image of what they should look like, and they'll magnify that 100-fold and make you see them as.
So that's a cop-out. This allows the New Ager to basically say that anything that you're seeing that is negative or that doesn't agree with you is a demon. Because there's no concrete thing for this is a demon, because she's not doing that, anything you put up is now a demon. Anything you show, they're all demons now, because there's no one solid form, right? So anything that's afflicting you, or a negative thought, a negative person, whatever, these are all demons or from some demonic attachment, because she's not giving you a concrete thing on what a demon is, right? That's a problem within the New Age. That's why things are so ambiguous and everyone's just accepting everything, because nothing is concrete. Everything is open to interpretation and everyone is right. That doesn't make any sense. How can Asmodean, who's a demon, appear to me as a lion-headed, dragon or something like that, who, rules over, I don't know, war and battle, but to you he appears as a baby in a high chair who rules over fertility and love? Like, that doesn't, it wouldn't gel. It wouldn't gel. So
that, but that's not really what they look like. Demons, like the old demons, are about 7 feet tall. They look a lot like archangels in the way that they're both 7 feet tall. They have a 12-foot wingspan, and that's where the similarities.
I'm sorry to keep pausing after every 5-10 seconds, but this lady clearly has not done any. She does not know. She said it herself. She's not a demonologist, meaning she doesn't study. She has no idea what she's talking about. Angels or archangels are 12 feet tall. Metatron is hundreds, if not thousands, of feet tall. This is how he's described in almost every description of him. What is she saying? They all have 12-foot wingspans. No. Their number of wings is known, but not the size and the length of all of them. Some of them might be known, but of all of them, no. There are distinguishing factors, I think. So for people who are interested, so I'm not speaking vaguely, and I'm not speaking just in big ambiguous terms. Look into angelology. There's an excellent book called Angels and Angelology in the Middle Ages. Actually, angelology is right here. I didn't put that there, so we'll have to add that there. But hold on, we'll just do Middle Ages. There it is, right there. So I just got to move it over to angelology, because all right. Oh, I had it in Christian occultism. That's why, but it should be in angelology, but I had it in Christian occultism. This book right here, Angels and Angelology in the Middle Ages, is something that, by David Keck, is something that you guys should check out and read. Table of contents. And not just you guys, but her. angels, Israel, the church, the depth and height of Scripture, scholasticism and the transformation of angelology, the angelic nature in the 13th century, angels and religious orders, monks, you know, it's all here. It's all here. She should take a look at that. She should take a look at Angel Magic by Geoffrey James. She should take a look at A Dictionary of Angels. I have a physical copy of this as well, rather than just the ebook copy, as well as A Dictionary of Demons. So she should get both of these because she has no idea about angels and demons. So A Dictionary of Demons and A Dictionary of Angels. She should get both of these, and level up her angel and demon knowledge because she has none. But back to the video.
And they're also shades of grays and black, and their face has almost no features whatsoever. What really stands out are the eyes. The eyes on an old demon are golden, or some people call it yellow, but when you look at the eyes, you see every evil that you've ever thought of, and then some. It's pure evil when you look in their eyes, and it's something that you will never, ever forget. You'll have nightmares for years to come.
It sounds like she's just describing a horror movie. Like, it doesn't sound like she's describing any practical experience with demons or any being. It sounds like she's just describing things that she's read or seen in a movie or a TV show. And see, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you wouldn't know this if you didn't have occult knowledge. You know, if you don't practice the occult or at least study it from an academic's perspective. I mean, but then even as an academic, if you're not familiar with the practice, you might miss a lot of things. Yeah, it's very clear she's
from it, but. And then the ones that are the lesser demons and the minions, they have red eyes, but it's much the same in the way that's what you see, that's what you feel.
Do you have nightmares?
No, because I've been seeing them since I was 5.
Did you have them when you were 5?
Normal. No, funny enough, I didn't. About 4 and a half. That's when it changed how I saw them. Because before that, I just saw them as a black mass, or a black humanoid shape. But when I turned about 4 and a half, when my brain was developed enough to actually see them as they are, I was scared. And
that doesn't make any sense.
He said, "Don't be afraid." He said, "You're seeing them through the eyes of an angel. You see them as we see them."
Nothing else changes for what a child, like, just because you're a 2-year-old to a 20-year-old looking at a glasses case or a phone it's going to look the same. Now you might not know what it is and you might not be able to articulate what it is, but it wouldn't change. Why would a spirit or a demon? That doesn't make any sense. It sounds like if she is dealing with something legitimately spiritual, sounds like trickster spirits. It sounds like she's being taken for a ride. And why would they do that? Because for some reason, New Agers seem to believe that there's no evil in the world and bad spirits don't exist. Everything that, every spirit that I come in contact with is a good spirit, right? Wrong. Why would they want to do that? Because people are dumb enough to believe it. If humans who have limited intelligence are out here, frauding each other, harming each other, scamming each other, for their own benefit or for their own sick pleasures and what else, why wouldn't a spirit, especially a negative spirit, one who is centuries and centuries older than us and has far more intelligence than us, why wouldn't they want to take advantage of a human who knows no better and is going to give them energy and attention and veneration and things like that? Why wouldn't they trick you? So
them in their true form. He said, never be afraid of them, because that's a weakness, and they'll take advantage of it. So I learned a long time ago not to worry about it, not to be afraid of them.
Yeah. Sure.
And when you said Michael, tell people about your best friend.
Michael the Archangel, yeah.
Y'all are like buddy. You talk often.
He's been with me since birth, so.
See? I spoke about this on one of my live streams, how the New Age loves to, like, this is how you know that they don't study angelology, because they only know the main four archangels: Michael or Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. That's it. Okay, maybe some of them know Metatron, but that's it. And Sandalphon, but that's it. They wouldn't be able to name if you were to say Camiel, Zachiel, Aniel, who? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know who those beings are. So they only know Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael. So those are going to be the angels that apparently everyone has for their guardian angels, right? Every New Ager has Michael as their guardian angel, or Raphael or Gabriel. No. Archangels are not guarding any human being, right? The closest is that there are some traditions that say Michael is the leader of the guardian angels that are assigned to people at birth, but he himself is not a guardian angel. So outside of that tradition, most traditions agree that the archangels have specific jobs and functions in the universe, and none of them deal with humans. So yeah, Michael's not your guardian angel. Hers or anybody watching this now, or however long we go into the future, however long this video stays up and available, Michael the Archangel, Michael, is not your guardian angel. I urge you to study angelology and look into who Michael is and what his function in the universe is according to the culture that he comes from. We can't just give angels whatever sort of description and persona and abilities and powers and jobs that we want. Like, I don't understand why people feel that they can do that with Christianity and their spirits, because you certainly wouldn't do it with any other religion. You certainly wouldn't go to Hinduism and just take a deva and just start attributing whatever you want to it. You would look at that as disrespectful, cultural appropriation, blah blah blah. But it's okay to do it with the Christian, or excuse me, the Abrahamic beings. That doesn't make any sense. Angels come to us from a specific culture, from a specific area of the world, and that's where we need to get our information on angels. We shouldn't be going to the Aztecs to learn about angels. We shouldn't be going to even the Egyptians or anything like that. They didn't have angels. Every culture may have had angelic-like beings, but they did not have angels. Angels are a specific type of being from a specific set of cultures and their religions, and they all happen to be around the Mediterranean and the Middle East and Northern Africa. That cluster is where we get angels from. That's it. Other cultures might have, and again, angelic-like beings, but just because you're a messenger from the gods to humanity does not make you an angel. That's not the only thing that makes an angel. Again, we have to study angelology to understand what makes an angel. That's like saying a train and you know, like an actual freight train and a Honda Accord are the same thing, because, well, they both have wheels and they both transport, so they're the same thing. No, they might serve a similar function. You might be able to call them both vehicles in a way, but they're not. They're certainly not the same thing. So, similar thing here. This woman really needs to study some true angelology.
So it's normal for me, you know. When I was growing up, I thought that everybody had those kind of friends, but I soon learned they didn't.
So you call upon him and others a lot to help you.
Yeah, there's when I died in a motorcycle accident in 1988, I went to the other side. I died, went to the other side. I was clinically dead for 2 minutes. And Michael was there. He says, you need to understand who and what you are. That's why you're here now. You're here because you need to understand that your body was created to hold the soul of Ariel, the archangel. She's not just an archangel. She's a demon slayer. He said, you have to go.
So hold on. So wait a second. Not only is she a demon slayer who's able to do what Jesus couldn't do, which is kill demons, she's also, I guess, the angel. She said Ariel, but I think she meant Uriel, because I don't know of any angel named Ariel. that she's the reincarnation or the human incarnation of the archangel Uriel? Come on. Come on. Stop it. She's the human incarnation or the human incarnation of the archangel Uriel. Her. That. What? Why? Why? And can you give any evidence? Like, so if you're the human incarnation of Uriel, you should be able to tell us what Uriel's function is and his job and his description according to the classical texts, according to the cultures he comes from. Uriel himself should know that. So just go within and talk to yourself, and she wouldn't be able to. She doesn't study any legitimate occultism at all. Let's take a look. Right? I would get the physical book, but then you wouldn't be able to, like, I'd have to hold the book up to the screen and everything like that. Anybody wants to do that? Hold on. Sometimes, hold on. Now I'm gonna have to do it 2 more times. Sometimes when you search on the first time, it doesn't find it because it's still loading the rest of the book. There we go. All right, let me go backwards then, because it says there's 376 mentions of Uriel. So I want to get to his actual description, not just listed here. Come on. All right, I think we're getting close because we're in the Z's. Zuriel. Come on, how many? All right, I think this might be it. UCL. Perfect, right here. So Uriel means fire of God, one of the leading angels in non-canonical lore and ranked variously as a seraph, a cherub, or the regent of the sun, flame of God, angel of the presence, and or the presider over Tartarus, which is Hades, the angel of salvation, as in the second Esdras, etc. In the latter work, he acts as a heavenly interpreter of Ezra's visions. In Enoch 1, he's the angel who watches over thunder and terror. In the Book of Adam and Eve, he presides over repentance. Uriel is supposed to be, says Abbot Ansakar Vannier in the teaching of the Catholic Church, the spirit who stood at the gate of the lost Eden with the fiery sword. And this is who June Lundgren is supposed to be. This is who she. I promise you, she doesn't know 99% of this stuff. And I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying it because I'm confident that it's true, that she doesn't know this and would not be able to tell us about this. Let's see. Uriel is said to have disclosed the mysteries of the heavenly arcana to Ezra, interpreted the prophecies, and led Abraham out of Ur. Yeah, I promise you, if we were to ask her, hey, where did you lead Abraham out of? If you're Uriel, where'd you leave Abraham out of? Wouldn't know. Wouldn't know where she led Abraham out of. I've never heard of him described as the regent of the sun, though. It's usually always Michael or Michael, but I have seen Raphael a few times. But it's usually always Michael who's the regent of the sun. But yeah, she's not Uriel. That's just not the truth.
Go back
Sorry.
and start doing the work you're always meant to do, and that's removing demons. Helping the living with problems of demonic possession, demonic influence, anything to do with negative entities. And I'm like, okay. You didn't give me a manual for this one.
Did you say, look, can't I be a multi-trillionaire and do whatever I want? Please, please, please.
I know. Yeah, it's like, why can't you give me something airy-fairy? How come you have the bad stuff?
Go out here and fight demons.
You got to do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. You're a really good friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Michael has nothing to do with it. I promise you, Michael has nothing to do with this.
You kill them, how is it that you kill them?
You have to realize that demons as well as angels exist on a completely different.
So here comes the excuses. I don't even know what she's going to say, but here comes the excuses. I promise you I'll be able to debunk whatever she's saying. Here comes the excuses.
Realm of existence. And in their world, as a dark and light world, thought becomes reality. And it's the intention behind the thought that gives it power. When I kill a demon, I fight it in a different realm of existence, a realm of pure energy, to where Ariel comes forward, and she...
Starting to sound like those edgelords from back in the day, back in the early 2000s on the forums.
Do a removal, people say that they see wings coming out of my shoulders, my eyes turn white, my face and my voice changes. So there are physical manifestations of her, and we're one. We're not two separate entities per se. I couldn't exist without my soul, and she is my soul. So Michael did emerge when all this happened. So
this is the closest I could find to an Ariel. It says that derivations and or variations of Haniel, chief of principalities and the tallest angel in heaven. So therefore that disproves her theory that all angels are 7 feet. May be set down in the mathematical equations, to wit, Haniel equals Aniel equals Anfiel equals Aniel equals Anaphiel equals Oniel equals Ariel equals Simiel. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. The rest of these I'm quite confident are, yeah. Okay, here is Ariel, the Lion of God, the name of an angel found inscribed on an ophitic, which is a Gnostic amulet, alongside the name of the god Yaldabaoth. Well, wouldn't Yaldabaoth be the demiurge? So wouldn't he be bad? Alright, yeah, the rest of these are just... Aberdale is the flaming seraph who routs Ariel, Arok, rebel among Satan. Rebel angels among Satan. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Because when I was reading this, or not this one, God, come on. This one, I was like, this kind of sounds like, I mean, if he's found alongside Yaldabaoth, that's not, I mean, unless you are a Gnostic, that's not good. Yaldabaoth is not the good guy. And then here it says Ariel is, that Abidiel is the flaming seraph, who is an angel, who routs Ariel, Arioch, and Ramiel, who are rebel angels among Satan's hosts, on the first day of fighting in heaven. So either she is widely mistaken on who she is in communication with, or she's in communication with a demon. So she's trying to fight demons. Wait a minute. Didn't the Sanhedrin accuse Jesus of this exact same thing? Didn't they say that he casts out demons through the help of demons? Yeah, it sounds like that's kind of what she's falling into, that she is, trying to get rid of demons through demons. She's being deceived.
So that I can hear what she hears, see what she sees, and feel what she feels, and vice versa. So essentially we're one unit, one being.
And, well, when you slay one, I mean, I guess I'm asking you that because it's like, okay, when you say slay, I'm thinking of a big sword going into them, but they're on this whole different thing. Is it? But I've also heard you say I've flicked this off of someone. I just flicked it.
Yeah.
Good question.
It's usually she has 2 white light swords, and when she fights a demon, it's old school. It's not like you have a gun or anything like that. It's a hand-to-hand combat, so to speak, with swords. The demons have dark swords. The bringers of light, the archangels, have swords of white light. And once you slice through them, they disintegrate, and they basically turn into particles. And I see the particles go into space and just dissipate. When we die, we can...
I wonder if someone were to ask her foundation on this, it'll just be, this is just my experience. There won't be any sort of foundational or source for any of this. This is just what I do. I promise you. And if we were to ask her, how can we do it too? we probably can't, because as we found out earlier, she was born, you know, she comes from this line of Irish demon seers or whatever. So there's no way for us. See, it's always they're always the special people. She can do what Jesus can't. She can kill demons. So surely she's special, right? Come on.
Come back again. When a demon dies, its consciousness is gone. It can never return. It's dead.
Where are they coming from? Who's bringing these things into life here? Who's running around that need Viagra? Well, they don't need that. They need something else. How are they born? Where do they come from?
Well, they weren't always dark. At one time, you know, we were all white light beings. We existed on another planet, you know, billions of years ago, and that's where God found us. And he decided to help us, you know, evolve, help us to become better. We were a very primitive race. And
why would he have done that? That doesn't make any sense. Why adopt, you know, a people's when you can create your own? I mean, you're a god. You know, you don't have to take people's from someone else. You could just make your own, which is what most say happened, but sure. You can go ahead with the whole he found us on another planet. Sure.
He helped us get rid of war and famine and disease. And over time...
Are you not aware of history? Or do you mean on this other planet? I was like, if you mean on the other planet, that's just ridiculous. Excuse me, to begin with. But if you mean on Earth, do you not know history? There's been wars and poverty and famine and all sorts of stuff since the beginning of time. What are you saying?
We evolved into pure energy. And once everyone evolved into pure energy, we traveled as a group and to see different galaxies. You know, we saw stars being born, planets dying, stars dying, you know, black holes, everything. We traveled like that for hundreds of thousands of years. And till some of the people, some of the souls said, you know what, we'd like to be physical again. We'd like to have, you know, children. We'd like to know physical love. We'd like to grow old, things like that. But there came a faction that decided, no, we don't want to do that. This is not what we want. There's no way we're going to do that. So that Lucifer was the leader, and they rose up against the warrior angels and the Legion of Light. Legion of Light was created by God before this war, because he knew it wouldn't be long before Lucifer would, you know, show his true colors.
So why not just get rid of Lucifer before all of this happened? So you mean to tell us that God had an opportunity to stop all this, and he didn't? We could all be living in your world right now. We could all be, you know, one love and demon seers, but no, he decided to let Lucifer carry out his plan. Why?
Created them. It's made up of Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Ariel, and they are in charge. And
okay, so then I'm correct. So then she doesn't mean this other Ariel here. She means the actual Archangel Uriel, and that's legitimately, I mean, even if she meant the other Ariel, that's also ridiculous. But the fact that she thinks that she's the human form of Uriel
they train
is
all the warrior
nuts.
angels. So, you know, when all this happened, Lucifer was disarmed by Michael, and his son was disarmed by Ariel. And God told him, okay, you know, you can't live among us because you'll cause more problems. So he opened a rift into a dark realm, and he put them in there and said, this is your realm from now on. This is where you'll rule. And he sealed the rift. And then living in the dark that long, they became a part of the darkness. So that's why they look the way they are, and that's why they can never go into the light. So they've made it their agenda to cause as much pain and suffering to mankind as they possibly can, because each person that lives has a white light soul.
and
And you knew
they're
this
just
since you were
angry. They're just
5 years
upset.
old?
Grr.
Yeah,
They have
I
a
was
white
born
light
with
soul.
the knowledge.
Grr.
Wow, amazing. So, just real quickly before we take a break, you have many books and many links. I want to make sure we get to the right links because we know. Did we want to go with demonseer.com
I'm gonna try to skip ahead a little bit here.
or mysticconnections.org? I guess
You
they
know what?
take us to the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually,
I've already been to her website.
Demonseer.com. It'll bring you right to the same place. It one will direct right into the other, into Mystic Connections. It's all one.
And that's where you've got books and you've
fictional
got
magic characters on her
I've got
page.
books. I've got
And there she
contact
is.
page for people to connect with me. I do intuitive readings as well.
Intuitive.
And you can book a reading,
which means
with me
she has no foundation.
as well.
It's just whatever I say. I don't have to learn how to read tarot. I don't have to understand tarot correspondences, or I don't have to learn how scrying or Owam or runes and understand that. Nope. Just close my eyes and whenever I feel. And it's always going to be good things. She's always going to tell you good things. She's always going to say good things. That's it. Like, that's what they do. They never tell you bad things. They always just say good things. But come on.
But I have a group, a paranormal group called Ghosts and Girls Paranormal. You can also contact us through that as well as Facebook.
She
June
even
Lundgren
spells it
under
Ariel.
Facebook, or Ghosts and Girls Facebook. You can
so
find.
they can. Okay, so readings and
she wrote
also
a novel
taking
about
away
her
demons.
So
any situations like that, let you know about.
Even though she wants us to believe that she wrote the novel about her life, I kind of feel like she's wrote the novel and then is like just saying that was her life. Because like the things she's saying, like I said earlier, it sounds like she just watched a show. Like she watched a movie or a show about this stuff and just repeating what they said.
That
doesn't seem like
black salt. I make a black salt.
She's being very vague on details.
The recipe was given to me by God, and I created this black salt that protects against negative entities.
Hmm.
Ooh, June Lundgren is who we're talking with. Mystic Connect.
You don't need black salt. I mean, you could use black salt if you want, but you don't. I mean, like, you don't have to go and make a special black salt from God. There are plenty of ways to keep negative spirits at bay. You don't need special black salt. You can just use natron. That's what I use. And that's what the Egyptians used. That's what the ancient Egyptians used. Natron. They would use it as a cleaning agent, so it was a cleansing agent. It would be used to cleanse, but it was also It was also used to protect areas and magic circles and things like that. A good on that is Hermetic Magic by Stephen Flowers. Check that out. Talks about the use of natron in magic practices.
Connections.org,
Hermetic and ancient Egyptian perspective.
demonseer.com. Get you there. You can learn all about her, see how you can contact her, and especially if you need help instantly. So, June, we pretty much caught up. Yeah, I mean, there's no way we can catch up with all of the stuff that you've done, but warrior angels, you had said at one point, actually, and I thought it was really cool, you said, you're a warrior angel. And I said, well, what is a warrior angel? And you went on, it was wonderful, and it was like, that's what we got to do a show on. So we will be taking calls this hour, but please tell us about the warrior angels. And I think there's only so many in the world.
Yeah, right now there are about 30,000 warrior angels in physical form that are being reborn into the physical. And there are over 300,000 of them that are in spirit form walking the earth. They're here to protect us, the human race, against the negative entities, to fight them. And
she said there are 30,000 angels being born as humans, and there's 300,000 in spirit form, and they're here to fight. Now, I'm willing to bet that she's saying that she's going to say or is going to infer that the 30,000 are star seeds and indigo children, blah, blah, blah. There's way more than 30,000 of them. There's millions, and they all believe that that would be them. I promise you that.
Each warrior angel has been trained by the Legion of Light, and they're the ones that train them. They're all warriors, but kind of like the military, you know.
And also, I wonder if these because also one thing we never see is New Agers collaborating. They never get together and make content together. So I wonder if, you know, so she says the Legion of Light, right? That's who she calls on, and that's who she invokes or whatever. And she probably doesn't even do that. But what about like the Galactic Federation? I wonder if someone like Elizabeth April, what she says the Galactic Federation is, I wonder if June Lundgren could try to contact them and if she would get the same thing. Or the Arcturian Defense Alliance or something like that. I wonder if June Lundgren would contact them and see if she would get the same type of answers that other people are getting. And it's one other person. Everyone else is either getting nothing or making it up. But yeah.
You have, like in the infantry, you have the people that, you know.
1 second, I'm going to leave this running, but I got to go grab something.
The logistics, you know, they have ones that are on the front line. They have ones that do communication. It's like that with warrior angels. Each one has its own specialty. And there are the warrior angels. They're the ones that do the fighting of the demons. And then there are the ones that are communicators, the ones that are facilitators, strategists. They have healers as well. It depends upon their specialty, which division they belong to. But each one of them can and will fight against the darkness. But they're sent back here to see what's going on, to be able to live in the physical world so that they can understand better how the physical people are affected by these negative entities.
We're not.
And what ways they can help. And once they cross back into the other side, they bring all that information as well to God and Jesus and the other warrior angels. Because there's such a gap on the other side. They don't understand the physical world because they don't have the problems we have. They don't have the hassles that we have.
That is true.
So it's hard for them to understand.
I think I've only said that twice in this entire show, that she said two things that were
horrible. True. I mean, it'd be like you being on one side of the Grand Canyon and me being on the other side. You know there's somebody over there. You don't know who it is, and you can't hear what they're saying. You can just see somebody over there, and so you have no idea. And it's about that way with them on the other side. You know, the archangels, they can see you, they know who you are, but they don't know that, say you had a bad day at work or you broke your foot or something like that. They know they know that you broke the foot. They don't know the pain involved with it, you know, what you have to do to protect that foot, to wear a cast or whatever. It's the nuances that they don't understand.
So you had said I was a warrior angel.
Right. You're a warrior angel, but your specialty is communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, because she works in radio. I mean, what if she's like a phenomenal painter and can paint 10 times better than she could ever communicate? But June Lundgren doesn't know that, right? Or what if she has a side business where she is far more successful on her side business as a real estate agent or investor or, you know, whatever, flipper, and June Lundgren doesn't know this. So she, you know, oh, you're just a communicator because she works in. I bet you if she, you know, if this host was a sports player or whatever, oh yeah, you're a warrior angel who's skilled in battle because, you know, you're very athletic. Like, come on, like she's one of the 30,000 or one of the 300,000. Like, stop it. Why? For what reason? Because there's like, oh, because she's a radio jockey. I'm sure there's more than 300,000 radio jockeys in the world. So
Go figure. I love
All
it.
about communication.
Sounds like she doesn't
when
even
they're
believe
reborn, they will have
She was like, huh,
some.
go figure.
They'll have some sort of a job or some sort of a life path that includes their specialty. So it's interesting. In the last 3 or 4 years, I've had.
And how are
about 1,000
communicators warrior angels? Like, that doesn't
warrior
make any
angels
sense.
find me.
You would think warrior angels are just warriors.
They come,
That's their
and
job,
they want
warrior
to know
angels.
why they're having issues. Like,
But you're a warrior angel who
have,
doesn't fight, you talk? Like, stop
more
it.
abilities than most people do. Your regular everyday angels, I call them common angels because they're the everyday angels. But I know some people find that derogatory, but really, no, they're the worker bees. The common angels may have, one gift or 2 gifts, but the warrior angels have multiple gifts. They may have psychic abilities. They may do psychometry. They may have empathic abilities. Each one of them is a little bit different. Some may be healers. Some may be able to. Some are mediums. It just depends upon the individual.
And these are angels that she's talking about.
And most warrior angels
she's giving
are
angels
not
human
born
attributes
with the knowledge of who and what they are. They know they're different. They know there's something different about them. They know they have abilities, but they don't know a lot of times how to utilize those abilities to the fullest, or they don't understand why they have the abilities, what their life path is, that sort of thing. It's very difficult for them to adjust. And most of the time, they don't come to find out who and what they are until, they're in midlife. Very rarely are they born with the abilities, with the knowledge. It's a rarity. I was born with the knowledge, but that's because Ariel's
you come from some long
angel.
line, right?
And each time she incarnates, she's got all of her abilities, and she's born with the knowledge of what she is.
So many of those things hit home. So it's interesting that when you say that and then you start describing those things, it's like, yeah. And I think I might be one of those ones that come back and tell them, on the other side, hey, this is what the pain is like. Here's the pain.
It's like, get
you don't
grip,
need to
feel this.
Yeah. Oh man, what did I do to deserve this?
Ariel, when she goes back, she tries to let them feel the emotions and the things that she went through in that particular lifetime so that they can understand better.
Good and bad, right? Good and bad
both.
feelings.
Yeah, both things, yeah.
Yeah, and did you say
Yeah, she has a
something like
Proton account.
it's always fighting
That's
for
cool.
love, knowing that love is the only thing?
At least she's
and
aware of
that's
Proton.
what the warrior angels
I'm
are
actually
doing.
surprised at that.
Yeah, warrior. Love is one of the strongest emotions that there is for good, but hate is one of the strongest emotions for bad. But hold on the other side, when you go,
I'm reading through her little website here. This part right here, I promise you, she wouldn't know what a genius Loki is versus an earth elemental, versus a land white or something like that. She wouldn't. It's so clear that this woman does not study or practice any legitimate form of.
When I died, I went to the other side.
Spirituality.
The first thing you feel is the overwhelming.
And I know I'm mean for saying that, right? I'm low vibrational,
and
right?
Security.
For pointing out the truth.
And that sticks out like anything. And when you're on the other side, you're connected to every living soul, every soul in existence, whether it's living or on the other side. It's kind of like it's a murmur in the background. You hear all these voices. If you concentrate on one voice or another, then that one becomes louder and clearer. But above all that is what some people call the God consciousness. You can feel him constantly in the background, and your connection to him. You can feel that connection.
You had said, like,
No.
I don't know, I guess it's not just you. Everybody seems to be saying, in whatever field or genre they're in, that something is happening right now, that things are going on in the world right now, and we're getting ready. What do you say about that?
Before she answers that, I want to point out they've been saying this for years. They've been saying, like, go back on YouTube and find videos from, you see how these say 3 months ago? Find one from like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Find these, I mean, Coast to Coast AM has them. They go back years. Go into their archives, go into their playlists as we play this, and you'll see. They've been saying this for, there's a shift happening. People are feeling it all over the planet. Come on. You've been saying this for the last 20 years. Stop it. Sounds awfully familiar to the Christians and their Jesus is coming soon. But
What do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background that most people don't know about. And over the last several years, I've had, more and more battles against the dark ones, and the battles have gotten more and more intense and more often. And there was a session with God where He's decided to, do a massive clearing of negative entities.
I didn't want to play it. I just wanted to open it. Come on, dude.
And
What's up with you? Now I can't.
and that was like the end of December. And starting
There.
the 1st of January, the energy changed after that. The energy changed for the better, and things are starting to move in the right direction. A couple of years ago, God had said that told me there was going to be what He called the Great Conjunction, where everything came together, and the change would occur
All right.
on the earth.
We'll just
and
have to
it would
wait.
start with an energetic change for the better, for good. So that's what we're seeing begin now.
I was trying to see their playlist
June
and
Lundgren,
try
you
to find
can
some videos
find her at
from.
Mystic
You see how this one says 4 years ago? But this is just music. But
Seer.com,
like,
whichever
I'm trying
one's
to find
easier
stuff
for
like
you
that.
to look up. We were going to
3
pick
years
one
ago.
and just keep giving you that, but I just want you to
that's also just
remember one,
music.
mysticconnections.org or Demon Seer, and that's DemonSeer.com. We're going to hit the phones here.
Black Magic
Beth,
is live,
wildcard
talking
line
about
number
Black
2
Sky
out of
here.
Palo
Interesting.
Alto, California. Is it Palo? It's Palo Alto. How do you say that?
Palo Alto.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're
thank
doing
you.
the guest
All
calls now?
You're in. I know that area.
So before we even go any further with this, so it seems that the show itself is over. Now we're doing the guest calls for the last 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. Yeah, this lady does not study angels, demons, spirits in any sense of the word. I'm quite confident that she's not familiar with any sort of angelic or demonic being in any real way. I promise you, if we were to ask her about Uriel in any real way, she wouldn't be able to answer any of the questions. She wouldn't be able to, state any of the things that we found over here about Uriel. I'm quite confident of that. I would recommend that she study angelology and then come back to Coast AM.
I was looking around for places there, thinking to live there at one point. Woo, that's some expensive living over there. So got a lot of great minds over there too, don't you? Anyway, welcome to Coast.
I'll see if this is a good one, and if so, then we'll listen to the rest.
fine.
But if not, we can just stop here.
I like what June's saying. It makes a lot of sense. Now, how would you find out about, how do you recognize warrior angels or any angels that are incarnated now?
So you see how gullible people are? I say it all the time on my live streams. If I didn't care about like my audience, and I didn't care about my reputation, and like I didn't care about, teaching people how to really find true occult, esoteric, and mystical paths, I could be quite wealthy right now. I could be a June Lundgren, you know, who's going on these shows because I'm spewing a bunch of nonsense that can't be proven, and you know all that. But you know, I don't want people like this caller giving me money, right? People like this caller should be finding the truth out for themselves. I hope that people like this caller find my channel and can see through, learn to see through, learn to have real discernment, because that's another thing that the New Age is starting to throw around now, because people are starting to call them out. So now they're starting to talk about, oh, have discernment, when they're not even using discernment properly. You don't know how to use discernment if you're still believing this stuff. So
for me, it's not a problem, because with Ariel within me, I can see an angel in an individual simply by seeing them.
See,
it's
there's no
hard to
ritual, there's no
describe.
magic.
I
It's
can
just this
see-
watered down. I can just do it. You can't, but I can just do it, right? Like, come on, man. Like, what?
the angelic energy. Angels look at us and they don't see the physical body; they see the soul within, angelic soul within, or the common angel soul within. They see that. They don't see this physical shell that you see, that you and I see. So I can see their energy, and I know whether they are or not, and then I know their name.
So Beth could actually, who by the way she's from it says from California, but she had a Canadian accent there. I wonder if that's where she's from. I think we've already she's not on the line anymore. But so Beth could also contact you, and
Yeah,
if
she
if
can.
she had pictures of her
Yeah.
aunt or something, she could say, "Is this a warrior angel or something?"
Right. And what is their name? You know, sometimes you'll have a female body, but you'll have a male, per se, male warrior angel.
Good question.
It doesn't make any difference to them.
Elise, wildcard line number 1, Portland, Oregon. Welcome to Coast. You're on the air.
Hi, Connie.
Hey.
My question for the guest was, do you have to get into like a meditative state or any type of like any?
Her answer is going to prove whether or not she's a true spiritualist or not. Any, I don't care who you are or what you're doing, any spiritual manifestation or spiritual effect or anything happens when you're in an altered state of consciousness. So this is going to prove whether or not she's really about it. So let's see what she says.
Sort of,
this is a good question, a very good question.
That you do in order to see the demon seers, and what would your advice be for someone who's been being?
The answer should be yes, because if you want to see spirit, your third eye has to be open, and then you must be in an altered state. So let's see what she says.
Followed for about 4 years that can't seem to shake one that's just doing unspeakable things I won't even mention for the empaths to have nightmares about.
Well, stay on the line, Elise, because she can connect with you immediately. Hold on. Stay right there. Don't go. Go ahead, June. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I don't have to go into a meditative state.
All right. I mean, do we have to listen to anything? I mean, I guess we should at least hear her answer.
Really redundant for me. To be in a meditative state would leave yourself open to these things.
Okay. All right. This woman has no... What? So are you not aware of protection measures? Do you not know how to shield and ward yourself? I have a video on my YouTube, June Lundgren, about shielding and warding. It was one of my first YouTube videos that I ever put up. She should check that out. Sounds to me that so what do we determine by watching this video? Because I don't think we need to watch the rest of the 15. It seems to me that it's just going to be more of her BSing people. So we've determined that she does not study angelology. She does not study demonology. She does not study or practice any legitimate form of spirituality or spiritual practice. She doesn't, know anything about angels or demons or spirits in general. And she doesn't seem to have or believe that there's a need to be in an altered state of consciousness when dealing with spirits. And if she's not in one when she's dealing with spirits, then I'm going to also guess she's not in one doing anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna say she's pretty false. I mean, do you guys really want to watch the rest of this?
So I don't have to be. I just know from seeing the individual.
Like everything she's saying is circular reasoning. I just know. I just know it. You can't know it because you weren't born with it, but I was born with it, so therefore I know it. It's more of the Jesus complex or the Messiah complex. I'm the special one. You're not. I am the special one. I am the one that the gods chose or that the archangel Uriel chose, and it's BS. The occult, spirituality, esotericism, mysticism is repeatable. Anything I can do, you can do. And hopefully you can do it better. There's nothing that makes me special. Just like there's nothing that makes you special. There's nothing that makes June special. There's stuff that makes us different from each other, unique. But no one is more special than any other. At least in a spiritual sense. So I don't think we really need to. I mean, I'll play it for a few more minutes. I really don't think.
Are you able to pick up on her right now?
Oh yeah.
Can you? Is it already gone?
It's trying to hide, but if she can send a picture to me through my website, then I can do the.
But wait a minute. Why would you need a picture if you can connect to it right now? You just said that you connected to her. Oh yeah. Okay, so you're connected. So do the job. Get rid of the demon. No, see, she needs to pay the money. You need to pay me. And I do understand, if you have a business, you want to get paid for your expertise and your services. I do get that. But I mean, you're on a show. I mean, this would be the, let's see here. This video got 38,000. So this would be the 38,000 people. You could have shown 38,000 people. And I'm sure most of these 38,000 people are gullible, and I'm not trying to be mean, but they're gullible believers in this stuff. So 38, or at least most of these 38,000 people would have heard and believed that you were removing the entity. But no, see, you need to get your money. I said it earlier, and I say it on my live streams often. If I didn't care about my reputation, if I didn't care about you guys, and I could be rich, but I do. I care. I care that in 10 years when people look back and say, I followed that guy and I did what he said, is my spiritual life any further along? Is it any better than what it was when before I met him? If the answer is no, I've not done my job. And I promise you, with people like this, people like Elizabeth April, Teal Swan, Ralph Smart, even though these people might, talk a good game and have a cool little nice hip message, it's not going to get you any further spiritually. Billy Carson, these people are not going to, Jenny Moonstone, these people are not going to get you any further along your spiritual path. You have to, you don't have to. You're free to do whatever you want. But in my opinion, studying esotericism, occultism, and mysticism is what helps you along your, even if you're not studying or even if you're not practicing anything like that, like you're coming from Christianity or something along those lines. I think having a little bit of esotericism or mysticism knowledge can do wonders for anybody's spiritual practice. Diane Fortune says this in her book Applied Magic from 1946. And I agree with that. But I don't know. I mean, let's listen to a few more minutes, I guess.
Did you hear that, Elise?
Maybe one more guest.
Picture of me.
Yeah, you, or if you feel that it's a place, then the picture of the outside, a picture of outside of the building.
No, it's not a place. I can do a picture of myself.
Yeah, a picture of whoever's having the issue.
That would be me. Thank you, June.
All right.
All right. Yeah, make sure you do that, Elise. It'll boom, boom. So where would she contact you through the
She
Mystic
can
Connections?
she can go to demonseer.com, and there's a contact page, and you just send the information, and there's an email address in there as well.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. And Elise, hopefully, look, it'll be taken care of. There's no question. I've seen it myself. It's absolutely amazing. So if you're in that same situation, demonseer.com. Connie Willis here along with June Lundgren and talking about warrior angels. It's amazing to me what you can do. You really are. I know you've gone through this for a long, long time.
Is that it?
But,
there's no more guests?
Doing what I do,
Two
I
guests?
meet a lot of people, and a lot of people say a lot of things, and some can do and some cannot.
There's still
and
like
you
12
can
minutes
do.
left.
You can do.
But, I don't. If nobody would pick this job, nobody in the
No.
lifetime would want to do this job, because
if the job was real, I'm sure a lot of people would love that job.
Demonologists, they have a lot of health issues and things like that, because it does take a toll on people, that do the work.
And non-demonologists have health issues. Now what?
The only reason that
What's
is
your explanation for that?
If I didn't have Ariel within me, I'd probably have some issues, but I'm pretty healthy.
And you only have issues if you don't know how to get rid of that negative energy,
Just had my physical,
which you
they
clearly
say,
don't because you
"You're
don't know anything
in great
about
shape
shielding
for
and
the
warding.
shape you're in." I said, "Shut up."
So you got a new book coming out, or it is out, and look at all these
Okay.
books you do. What's
So
that about?
if you're familiar with podcasts, it seems like this is they're starting to wind down. It's going to be the promotional stuff, finding her website, her books, other shows that she's been on, things like that. I don't think we're going to get too much more spiritual
In the
stuff.
next 72
Where are we?
hours,
43,
the ebook
35?
should be
Let me
available.
just skip up a little bit.
Yeah.
Even with the
a
accent.
little harder. Yeah, a little harder.
And you gotta spell it out with that accent too. Amazing. So let me ask you this, and we'll hit the phone calls here. Demons, aliens, same things or different?
You can't imagine how many times I get people asking me that. They're not the same. Although,
In case you got that right, so three things. So three things
a
right.
demon looks into your mind and you think your idea of a demon is an alien, then that's what they're going to show themselves as.
All right. That's not true.
But you can always tell what it is by looking at the eyes. Because no matter what form they take in your mind, the eyes are always the dead giveaway. They're always the same. The golden eyes for the old demons, and the red ones for the minions and the lesser demons. So you can't hide those, no matter what.
But also not just the color, but when you look in, you just know the
You
negativeness.
even glance at them, yeah, you get that evil.
This is
The
crazy.
evil stuff. You just don't want to stare into them for any length of time.
That's interesting that you say that because, like when I've done the Bigfooting, and I will mind speak to say, look, I want to see you, but I don't want to see your eyes yet. I'm not ready.
Wait a second. So there's a thing in the Bigfoot community. I guess I'm not in the Bigfoot community, so I don't know. Where you can go looking for Bigfoot and just tell it in your mind, okay, Bigfoot, I want to see you, but I don't want to see your eyes, and it'll show it. Like, come on,
because
come
it's
on,
true with just
bro.
people in general too. When you look in their eyes, and I do have something where, man, I can really see in people's eyes. Maybe that's the warrior angel thing that you talk about.
No,
Yeah, that's a worry.
And
it's
I'm-
called being a good observer. Stop.
So
like, stop.
maybe something has gotten me in a way of.
Why does the New Age apply spirituality to everything in life? Like, stop it. Waking up and making breakfast is not a spiritual thing. Okay? Just because you're a good judge of character. Oh, when I look in someone's eyes, stop it. You're a good judge of character. There are plenty of people out there who are not spiritual in any sense of the word and are good judges of character. Ugh.
I don't want to look in your eyes yet. I'm just not ready to see the whole world and truth of it when I do. Is that what you think it is? Because I don't think they're demonic at all. But
No, they're not. But it's the case of sometimes we block ourselves because we're not ready for it. We're
Yeah.
not ready to see what it truly is.
It's going to be amazing. It'll be amazing when I do, and I just want to be ready, you know?
Exactly. And if you're not ready, you know, you'll be blind to it. So.
Yeah, yeah. I know what I see when that happens one day will be so much.
Yeah.
That, and I think it'll be absolutely amazing. So I just totally want to totally be ready. Going back to the lines, man, do you want to say, I just want to ask, since it's our last segment and we're going to hit the phones, is there anything else you want to make sure that you say before I don't rush you
Chris
into it at the
Georgalis, if only you knew how to get in
We're
touch with
running
those
out of time.
angels.
I guess the best advice I can give people if they think, you know, if they interact, if they've come across a negative entity, is not to acknowledge it, because if you acknowledge it, it makes them see you.
Rhea says it.
It's like raising your hand in a classroom. You know, nobody wants to raise their hand in a classroom because the teacher's gonna pick on you. But it's the same way. Once you acknowledge it, then it makes. If you're normally you'd be a part of the crowd, but the minute you say, "Is that a demon?" or "I think I saw a shadow person," or whatever, then they turn and they look at you and they see you, and they may attach themselves to you. And I think that's the last thing you really want.
Rick, wildcard line number 1 from New Lebanon, New York. Oh,
I know this has nothing to do with this video, but how do they know this? Up to 45% of animals choose to reincarnate? What?
I think a whole lot.
Probably
of
someone who
there.
claims to
Welcome
talk to animals,
coast.
which is a thing, but
Okay.
not in the new
Yeah,
age
we
way.
got 30 feet of snow.
Woo!
Deep. Woo!
Beautiful.
We're
I love it.
shoveling out.
Do you have a
Thank
question
you.
for June?
Yes, I do. And Connie and June, I am so grateful for you guys being here. Like the Art Bell and the
Gullible.
George Norrie. You guys
Gullible.
are rock stars. Keeping we're coast to coast. We're here. It's
What does that mean?
January 2023. Like here we are.
Yeah, here we
So
are.
my question is,
Thank you.
regular little people, we're just trying to shovel out snow. We're just trying to think about good and evil. Well, we want to be good. We don't want to, like, the evil. What can we do? Pray over the evil, whatever. Should we, ask, what do we need to do? Because there's a lot of things going on.
Bless this woman's heart. She seems like she's an idealist.
Decades,
Gullible, but an idealist.
And I just want to know if these. I am so great that June talked about 300,000 angels helping
Warrior
us.
angels.
Warrior
Please,
angel.
thank you. I'm like, wait a minute, that's 300,000 angels that can help us shovel the snow out of the
Okay.
deep Sierra
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
She's not. There's no way she thinks angels are going to come down and help her shovel the snow. No way. No. All right. We only got 5 minutes, so might as well, finish it out. But there's no way she believes
he
that.
hears them. That's why he sent them, and that's why he sent 30,000 warrior angels into the physical world, and
There's
their
just
bodies,
no way.
physical bodies being reborn, because he knows man needs help.
Terry, wildcard line number 4, Columbus, Ohio. Terry, welcome to Coast. You have a question real quick.
Yes. Hi, Connie. Hi, June. Happy New Year
Hi.
to both of you.
Thank you. You too.
I was just wondering what role Christians play, and can they be demonized, and what can the Holy Spirit do for you? I have a lot of mental health problems from drug and alcohol abuse, and I've been clean and sober.
I'm sorry to hear that about that man. I don't want to mock him or say anything negative against him or his issues, but there is something that I do want to say. But and it's not about him, but it's about other people watching this, and it's something that he said that I feel might fit with other people who watch, like a lot of these people. But I don't want to say it because then I'll probably get canceled. Yeah,
For about
we'll
5 years.
just keep going.
Awesome.
But I seem to be pretty stuck in my spiritual relationship, and just wondering how to get going again.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
And this might be due to his mental issues, but I wonder why he's asking a New Ager about the Holy Spirit and Christians and stuff like that. He should probably go to a Christian. But
People think that it's hard. You know, we humans, we make things harder than it has to be. And I remember years ago, God telling me, he says, you humans make things harder than they have to be. All you have to do is ask, and we'll help. He says, you may not, we give you the help you need. He says, not necessarily the help you want. We give you the help you need to help you grow spiritually. So all you have to do is ask.
So that works for the same answer for Jade out in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
And
no answer about the Holy
snow.
Spirit,
We got
though.
30 feet of snow out there.
And nothing about Christians.
Thanks, I don't like the cold. It snowed for about a half an hour here. That was enough.
Love it, love it, love it. So beautiful. Don't like driving in it, but man, is it beautiful. Not that you can drive through 30 feet, but oh my. Well, June, I thank you so much for being here. It's so fun to talk with you anytime. It's hard to because
right.
you are a
I
busy
think
lady.
we're at the end
if you're
here.
not working in the nursing.
I think the rest of it is just going to be her giving her socials and where you can find her. You know, if she's going to be doing a lecture tour or something like that. You know, I don't think we're going to get any more spiritual information here. This is insane. It's clear that this lady needs a real education on angelology, demonology, spiritualism in general. There are not 300,000 warrior angels in spirit form here to protect humanity. What was her name? Connie, the lady, the host of this episode, Connie. I'm sorry to be, to say this, but Connie, you're not one of the warrior angels, and I'm sure you know that. You seem like you didn't believe her, but you're not, and neither is am I or anyone else listening to this now or in the future. That's just not how it works. I don't. There's not a lot to say other than that. This June Lundgren needs some legitimate spiritual education, specifically with angels and demons. But so that was this episode. 300,000 warrior angels in spirit form here to protect humanity. Give me some ideas for the next videos, guys. Put some ideas in the comments. Send me some New Age videos in the vein of this, or stuff dealing with this, like angels, demons, paranormal, but stuff that has a clear paranormal. So stuff like a missing 411. That doesn't have a clear paranormal. I mean, honestly, I think there's nothing paranormal going on with that at all. I think it's humans doing it. I think there's but stuff like this, the evil hat man and scary, and that stuff I can debunk, or L.A. Marzulli on the Nephilim and the giants and the shapeshifters, and I mean, I guess I could do the UFO extraterrestrial type stuff, but okay, inside the world of ETs, races, the battle of survival, stuff like that, Bigfoot, terror in the woods. I can debunk those sorts of things from, or certainly Dolores Cannon and her nonsense. Stuff like that. Send me stuff like that. Tag me in it or send it to me on my website, and I'll take a look, and I will add it. I actually have a videos to debunk right here. Videos to debunk. There's only 14 videos in there right now, but so I have a list of videos that I plan to debunk and go through. We just did this one right here. I'm probably going to do this one next, the Starseed Channel's Galactic Beings, because this one's a very, very interesting. And then I'm not sure where to go after that, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Like and follow if you have an interest in this type of content.